there is a new firmware update for the Canon EOS R5 C, and that is really exciting news because we know that every time that there's a new firmware update, there's improvement and enhancement that Canon bring with the new firmware update. So what we're going to be doing in this video, there's two things. One, going to update to the latest firmware, and the second is to test the autofocus with the light that I have right now. Right now, I'm in a hotel room, so I don't have any specific light. I'm just using, the lamp of the room to film myself, and also the window is here. So I'm going to use that condition and then see what is the level of the autofocus. Honestly, in terms of the battery life, I don't think there's going to be any change. There's going to be any massive improvement, but I just want to see if there is anything. Right. So let's go get the new firmware update and then see what are those improvements that they can bring with that firmware. All right. Let's go to Canon USA. EOS R5 C. All right. Here's EOS R5 C. All right. Here's coming. Driver firmware. All right, so here is this. So here is the new firmware update. Canon digital cinema camera EOS R5 C firmware version 1.0.1.1. So let's quickly check what is the current firmware with the Canon EOS R5 C. So here's the menu. So let's go find the firmware. Yeah, number 9. So let's select. All right, so the current firmware is 1.0.0.1. Now, see that the new firmware update is 1.0.1.1. So let's read what is that enhancement bring with the new firmware update. That's too small. So I'm going to use the Hong Kong. What I like about the Hong Kong and also the India one, the way that the information is displayed is really nice, clear to read. R5C. So we're going to open it here. So it will be easy for us to read. Great. So I have a Mac, so I choose the Mac one. If you have Windows, you choose the Windows one. So you know the drill. So here are the details for the new firmware update. All right. So that's number 1, optimize autofocus accuracy when using extender. Second, enhance the stability of the eye detections. We know how the eye detection right now is no great. And second thing, enhance autofocus tracking when shooting moving subject. Right. So anything else? Yeah, I think if you want to do the firmware update, you have to do it in a video mode, not in a photo mode. So really important information to know. If you have already your EOS R5 C menu set up, so you can save it, load in an SD card, you update it, and then after that, you bring it back, you load it back. Otherwise, if you update right now, you're going to lose all the settings that you had, all the configuration that you have done with the EOS R5 C. So do that before that. To update the Canon EOS R5 C, here's the thing that you need. So you need the camera, of course. You need the computer, of course. You need the SD card, of course. You need the SD card reader, of course. You need a fully charged battery for the camera, of course. And then you need the download file, of course. So let's go download the firmware. So let me go download the firmware. Click download. It's downloading. So it's downloading into my folder. Yeah. Now let's update the Canon EOS R5 C to the latest firmware. Oh yeah, before we update it, let's check the battery life. I'm gonna insert a new battery and then we see the level. So I'm gonna wow. For now, I'm just gonna remove the battery, replace with the new battery, and turn the camera on in the video mode. Right now, with the Canon EOS R5 C, the new battery that I put, maybe it's not absolutely new, but it gives me 55 minutes of recording time, yeah? So I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna use this Flexilearn battery to connect the EOS R5 C while I'm gonna update it to the new firmware. Then after that, we're gonna again try the battery to see if there's a change. I need the SD card. So I got the SD card, so let's go to insert the SD card into the Mac so we can load the new firmware to the SD card. So we're gonna put it on the root. So here, the firmware update, double click on it. But the firmware, the thing that we need is this thing. So we're gonna copy that to the root of the SD card. All right, it's copied. We need to eject the SD card, eject it. And now we're gonna start the process of updating the Canon EOS R5 C. One thing, I'm gonna remove the battery here. So that's the battery that we use to test how long the battery it is. And then I'm gonna connect the USB cable with the power. So you see the USB PD, that means that the power is being delivered through the USB port. We have the SD card, we're gonna insert it, and we're gonna start the process of updating to the new firmware. First thing first, we go into the menu, the system setup. And then system setup, we know that in number 9. So number 9, so now we are number 9. We click on firmware update, we click on camera, so go to OK and press. And now is updating. So guys, the update is completed. So we need to press OK and then we are done. So here we have firmware update 1.0.1.1. That's a new firmware update. I'm going to press OK. So the first thing, for the first test, I'm going to put in this battery and then we see if there is an improvement. No way. 37 minutes. Yeah, all right, I see now. Because now it's shooting on 50p. That's why the time is so small. So we change it to 25p. Okay, but it's 25p. Okay, now 45 minutes. You can see it's kind of moving up and down. I hope that is no bug that this new firmware update brought, guys. All intra. So I'm gonna try to record all intra. So now it's 42 minutes. But it's still on standby. Yeah, just standby. I think definitely if we go back selecting raw LT. So in standby, it's still the same time. 42 minutes in standby. 8K raw LT. I choose raw ST. Is the same. 42, yeah, it's not moving up and down. So let's go to MP4. It's still the same. So I don't think that there's really improvement in terms of the battery. If you think otherwise, please do let me know in the comment box below. So now I'm going to try the autofocus again. So let's look at quickly what is the autofocus setup right now. Yeah. So autofocus, continuous autofocus enabled. So the whole area, face, detect and tracking is on. Is on face only. So eye detection as well on. So I'm gonna put on face priority because I think the face priority was sometimes the camera struggle. Okay, that's a new firmware update. You can see, right, it's looking my eye. Yeah, looking my eye, and I'm gonna go back. It's still in my face. Deep down. Up. Disappear. Up. Up. Slow. Slow. All right. Okay. So we know a little bit of the situation with the autofocus. I have the C70 here, the EOS R5 here, right? So it's gonna be eye and face, eye and face. Even the Canon C70 struggle, even with the situation with the autofocus. C70, can you focus on my face now? Where are you? But the Canon EOS R5 is focus. The C70 really struggle. It's not getting my face yet. Lost it. Okay, now, yeah. So I'm zigzagging here. That's already glue on my face. When you go to your face, it's glue on your face. And it's like, the autofocus is more focused on the contrast, right? It's the same system like the EOS R5, that's the C70. So when you see the light behind, so they go try to focus on the light behind. Face only. So face only, so I move away from, so it's still on my face. It says stick on, blocking my face, that's the continuous auto. So here, it lost me. So back in my face, so in my face, in my eye, in my continuous autofocus, continue with me. If I move there, it's also continue with me. Now the autofocus is lost. Still the autofocus is lost. Did not find me because I'm far away. I'm small. I come close and then find me. I come close, then he find me. If I go far away, I'm small in the screen, that's me. I come close, he find me. Here is there, you can see me. Disappear, reappear. All right, I'm here. Disappear, reappear. So I'm gonna zigzag between the screen. Zigzag here, zigzag there, zigzag there. All right, so the thing that, all right. So what do you think about that new firmware update? And to be honest, I feel that there is improvement in terms of the autofocus. I'm going to come back to the battery life here. In terms of the autofocus, I think that there is improvement. And when the subject is very well lit here, you can see that the autofocus is doing great job. And especially the face only. I prefer the face only when I shooting people. And also then you need to increase the speed, the RF speed, and also the RF responses to get the best out of the Canon EOS R5 C autofocus system. And when the subject is very well lit, it's stick on your face, it follow you around the eye, the text, and all those kind of things. Yeah, it doing the job that is supposed to be done. So that's a good news with that new firmware update. But I think that there is still improvement that can be done, right? To move it really closer to the EOS R5 or EOS R3. I don't think that we're going to get to the EOS R3 because EOS R3 is about the speed and all those kind of stuff. The build, two different camera build, two different. But there's improvement. I think it's at times a little bit better than the Canon C70. Yeah. So, but in terms of the battery life, I don't think that there's improvement. So yeah, Hakuna Matata, my friend. So that's what it is. And I'm really pleased that I managed kind of to review that new firmware update and also look at the enhancements and also improvement that the Canon propose, or Canon, what is the word? Promise, yes. The word is promise. Promise with that new firmware update. And let me know what are your thoughts about what you have seen so far. Okay, so I am gonna pack because I'm going home, back to London from Toronto. The life of hotel gonna be stopped for now. I'm gonna go home. Home sweet. Coming home, guys. I'm coming home. I'm so pleased. Yeah. Anyway, Toronto is a great city, but home has always been home. All right then. Thank you, my friend. Love from Toronto, and I will see you in my next video. Ciao, bye. Hakuna Matata. God bless you.